Hello, everybody, and welcome back to M3 Market Update. My name is Melody Wright, and I do this show to give you context for the information we're getting out there concerning residential and commercial real estate. Welcome back. It's been a little while since I've done this show. As some of you know, that I was right in the middle of everything that happened with Helene, and so I needed to take a break to do some relief work and coordinate efforts, as well as it was just getting a little crazy out there. The election, I think, made people, I'm not really sure what the word is, but it's not going to slow down. And so I can't slow down. So I'm here back with you today. This is going to be a shorter show, but I've got a couple of different shows coming up this week. One was a sit down with an mortgage origination expert who's been working on FHA assumable loans. And he has some interesting information to tell you about what he's seeing out there and how people are just continually getting these workouts, but they are running out in some cases. I'm also probably going to do a show, it may or may not be live, with two of my pals, Kenny Cat PhD and Mr. Awesome from X Twitter, where we're just going to break down what we're seeing in sales, employment, etc. later in the week. But today, I just wanted to say hi. It's been a while. And today of all days, it's February 3rd. This weekend was absolutely wild. When we saw the futures market open up last night, everything went bananas with these tariffs. The over, last week, I think it was Friday. It's hard, guys. Time is moving so fast, so I have no idea when actually. But the builders just wrote a letter to the president talking about how they were very concerned with these tariffs and how they thought that would slow down, residential construction. But in reality, what they're worried about is their profits. And so I encourage you to check out the Substack. I kind of dive into what's going on there and what that could mean actually for sales. I honestly don't believe, I know everyone thinks, oh no, the builders are going to stop building. But as you know well, that we are oversupplied. And believe it or not, two recent studies came out. I'll post those in the show notes, one from the Cato Institute and one from Taylor and Francis, that challenged that narrative as I've been challenging for over 2 years. And so we'll post that in the show notes as well. I really want you guys to check out the Substack. I'm going to be posting a lot of that deep dive data analysis there. That's where you'll be able to find it. If sign up for the free version, you get a lot of information in there. And then also, if you're interested, and you can't afford it, just let me know. You can shoot me a note. But today I put out my forecast for 2025, which is going to be, I think, a little different than, say, maybe some of the housing bears out there. It probably aligns with other forecasts in terms of volume, but I see 2025 being a little bit higher volume than 23 and 24. But with high volume, guys, we're going to get price discovery. So my forecast for 2025, believe it or not, and I'm sure I'm going to get roasted for this, but what is new? Using the National Association of Realtors series, because all of these series are very different when we talk about home prices. So I'm going to be very specific. I'm seeing about a 9% drop in 2025. On the new home side, I'm seeing about a 6% drop from the average of where we were this year, which was around 420. And the same on the NAR side, that where the average was around 405. So again, encourage you to check out that Substack where I talk about the forecast. But guys, sales were just stronger in December. There's just no bones about it. So we had come off that very strong October and things looked like they were slowing down in November, but they re-accelerated again. Even the West was slowing down in November. And I believe what's happening out there is motivation is morphing into distress. I'm also seeing it in my client books where folks that were trying to get a workout or were behind in payments are saying, I am trying to sell my house. It's been sitting on the market since September because they're trying to get out of that mortgage. Remember, everybody said, all you're going to have to do is sell or get a workout. Well, guys, that's not going to work out in reality. That's just not how all of this works. And we've already had GFC style intervention in the mortgage markets. So, and believe it or not, and you guys all know foreclosure is not a huge part of my thesis. We are going to see it increase. We are going to see it, but foreclosure starts, according to Black Knight, increased 50% month over month, 26% or maybe 29% year over year. That is huge. Now, foreclosure starts when you have people, you're trying to contact the borrower, trying to contact them. They won't pick up the phone, but when you get that foreclosure notice in the mail, if you are not an investor, if you actually exist and this isn't fraud, you are going to call up because nobody wants a foreclosure on their record. And so that huge foreclosure starts means that things are going to start moving and shaking loose in the mortgage market. I also think 2024 is when everybody just hit pause on any decision. They looked around with the election and everything that was going on and they hid, and they also were banking on that rate cut hopium and the way that the stock market was essentially increasing. So people were encouraged by what they were seeing out there, even if their particular situation was not that hot or not that great. And so they thought they could wait. Well, what we're going to see in 2025 is people couldn't wait anymore. And they're going to have to make some sort of move, death, divorce, default, the DOD who moves thousands of people every year. We've seen work from home mandates be overturned. Now people have to return to work. You're seeing on social media complaints about, having to do an hour and a half commute, which we've talked about. You've got all that multifamily, all that single family rental, and a whole bunch of inventory in those city centers now. So what you're seeing is the reverse flight from the exurbs, which is about to start. But guys, the builders right now are talking about the fact that they have non-seasonally adjusted 9.5 months of inventory. In fact, I guarantee you it is way more than that based on what I have seen out there on the road. So, lots going on. This is not meant to be a comprehensive update today. This is just saying hello and I'm back. And we're going to have some good videos this week. But one thing I'm not going to be doing anymore is making promises. There's just so much going on. Helene efforts are still, I have to actually run up to a camp today to distribute to help with some supplies. So things have not really slowed down here in Appalachia. I'm going to do the best I can to give you these updates, but I am officially back. Now, before I go today, I want to quickly just show you two slides from my most recent presentation, which you can find in Substack. And I haven't done this in a while, so forgive me. Let's see here. Okay. All right. One moment. Here we go. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me. All right. So what this is what I'm calling motivated selling. Now, what I said earlier, it motivation, which is, hey, I've got this house. I need to sell it. I really don't want to carry it anymore. Maybe I have 3 or 4 rentals. I just want to get rid of one of them. I'm not cash flowing. And or somebody, well, I was thinking of selling. It's a second home in the next couple years. These are kind of motivated where it's time to get rid of that property for whatever reason. But now what you're starting to see is that turn to distress. But let's talk about motivated for a second. So year over year motivated selling, we're seeing it in Boca Raton, Bozeman, Cape May, Carlsbad, Coeur d'Alene, Costa Mesa, California, Hoboken, Oceanside, California, Sedona, Sevierville, Ventura, and Winter Garden. Now, a lot of these are Airbnb hotspots. I know that probably people are like, why does she track these random cities? A lot of them I picked because they were short-term rental hotspots. Additionally, people would send me cities where they had invested and wanted me to track them. And so I kind of crowdsourced a lot of the cities that I actually track, but I make sure that I track the big boys. Okay, now this is where this is much more interesting in my opinion and much more telling about what's going to happen in the near future. So this is month over month motivated selling. The sells up month over month, but price is down. And guys, I think that is going to be more and more the story of 2025. But I will quickly run through these cities: Asheville, Austin, Boca Raton, Cape May, Charleston, Charlotte, Chicago, Cincinnati, Denver, Destin, Fort Myers, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Montclair, New Jersey, Myrtle Beach, Nashville, Pembroke Pines, Portland, Oregon, Richmond, Virginia, Salt Lake City, Utah, Scottsdale, Tucson, Ventura, Washington, D.C., West Palm Beach, Westchester, New York, and Winter Garden, Florida. So you can see these are kind of all over the country, some in the Northeast, believe it or not. I mean, some of the Northeast guys, uh, California, the West, the South. And so, yeah, I honestly believe that we are about to enter some very interesting times in the market. And now, guys, with the builders, they're going to talk about, obviously labor is going to be a huge issue for them. We've seen all over social media where, job sites are empty because of fear of ice raids and things like that. Again, the tariffs are going to hurt them on the lumber side. But I think what social media said to the builders was, we don't care. You've got a crappy product. You've been price gouging us. You've been doing share buybacks. Suck it up. And to be honest with you, I was a little surprised to see so much anger at the builders, as well as I'm really surprised to see a special interest group on the outs this early on. And so I'm titling this video "Shock and Awe" because there is just these tariffs, all of these announcements coming left and right, these disasters on both coasts. The market is changing. There is a lot of market moving things happening out there. And so we'll be tracking them from this point forward. So, guys, happy to be back again, and hoping to be able to provide information throughout the year to navigate this, because there is what recently, kind of what I've been hearing as people have been contacting me, is a lot more default situations, issues around properties that in estates where a parent has died and things like that. So lots to manage this year. So I hope that in some way that I'll be able to help. Okay, quick and painless today. I'll be back later this week. Hopefully, we'll post the video with the mortgage originator in the next couple of days here. So look out for that. And then on Thursday, I'll be doing the video with my colleagues. So, um, for those of you who play in the stock market, it's going to be our crypto, it's going to be a very crazy day. Stay calm out there, remain calm, you know, and if there's any way that I can help, let me know. But otherwise, good luck out there today, guys. Thanks again. Have a good day. Talk to you soon.